Today I'm going to show you how I do dozens of field agent gigs per day in stores without anyone noticing or bothering me. First, I'm going to show you guys ways to avoid getting noticed, and then I'm going to show you what to do when eventually an employee asks you what you're doing. First, we want to look like a normal shopper. You don't want to look like you're working, you don't want to look like you're hustling, you don't want to look like a person at work. This is something that I struggle with, especially when I have a lot of gigs, like 20 or 30 in one day. I'm kind of in work mode, taking the pictures, doing everything, moving really fast, and then you look like you're working. It's funny, even if employees don't bother me, sometimes customers will ask me, "Oh, where's the milk? Where's this?" Because I have like that work vibe, and that's not what you want to have. You want to look like a casual shopper. So one good thing you could do if it's like a Walmart grocery store is grab a basket or a cart. I would recommend a basket because the cart's going to slow you down. Driving the cart, have a lot more maneuverability with a basket. So just grab a basket, hang it over your arm. Want to take it a step further, make it more convincing, throw a couple of products in there as you're walking around. Next is act natural. Don't just stand there taking pictures. Maybe once in a while, grab a product, look at it, put it back on the shelf. You could even use your phone, make it look like you're scanning the barcode to get coupons, which is very normal, and then that'll make sense why you're taking pictures. Another thing is keep it moving. When I do a gig, I never stop. If it's a picture of a whole aisle, I take my pictures while I'm walking. It takes some practice and getting used to, but once you've done a few of these gigs, you'll be able to do it. You don't want to just stand there, picture, stand there, picture. You want to keep it moving, and then you're much less noticeable. And with most modern iPhones, you could take the pictures while you're moving really fast. I never stop when I'm doing a gig. I can move the whole time. It's a great way to go undetected. Next is it makes a huge difference how you hold your phone. So you could get perfect quality pictures no matter which way you hold your phone. So one arm with your phone out, it's obvious that you're taking pictures, and people think you're taking pictures of them, or an employee sees you're taking pictures of a store. You could have explaining to do, which is annoying. So I recommend holding your phone with two hands and hold it closer to your body, just like you're texting. Like if you were texting and walking, like everyone does, everybody's on their phone. It's very common to see people on their phone. So just hold your phone as you're taking the pictures. Maybe move your thumbs. That's what I do sometimes. And then just make it look like you're texting, make it look like you're on your phone, and just as you're walking, you're pressing the button, taking the pictures. You're not stopping you're not stopping for each picture, and you're just maybe typing or looking up coupons, something like that. Now, eventually, if you're doing this, the only way to make money is to do this in high volumes. So what are you going to do when an employee eventually comes up to you and asks you what you're doing? This could be the difference between them being very polite and saying, "Oh, that's fine," and the difference between them going and having you sign paperwork that you're never allowed in that store ever. And if that's your local Sam's Club, Walmart, or BJ's or Costco, then you're pretty much out of business because now you're going to have to drive farther to do the most gigs. And I made this mistake a lot at the beginning. I would say, "Oh, I'm doing this app, I'm making money, this is my job, this is what I'm doing," show them the app and stuff. And then they ask for a letter of authorization. Some of the gigs on Observa, I've seen a couple on Field Agent, but usually they don't give you a letter of authorization for these shelf view and audits. So they're going to ask you if you have that, and then if you say you don't, they're going to ask you to leave, or worse. So here are my most common excuses. Number one is the FaceTime excuse. This is the one I use the most. I'll say, "Oh, mom, they have this type of coffee. They have Folgers. Do you want this one? I don't know. I don't drink coffee. Here, I'll just show you the whole shelf." Usually, if the employee hears you, they'll kind of like giggle, think it's funny, and they won't even ask you what you're doing. Or if they do ask you, just say, "Oh, I'm on a FaceTime with my grandma. She's in the car. She didn't want to come in the store." This always works. Just never say that you're there to make money. Another one you could say is, "Oh, I'm scanning the shelf for coupons." That's a good one. The store can't stop you from using manufacturer coupons. They have to let you use coupons. So if you bring up coupons, it's kind of quiets them up and they'll leave you alone. New one that I've been using is I'll say I am using ChatGTP to decide which food is the healthiest for my specific diet. And then you could even have ChatGPT open up on another tab. Just say, "Yeah, I take the pictures of the shelf. ChatGTP tells me what's on sale and what's the best for my diet." This one works a lot. Bonus tip is where you're parking. So this is really important if you are like me and you're doing this in a work truck that has like a phone number and everything on it. Maybe don't park right in front of the store. Park a couple of stores down. Like if it's a big shopping center, you're doing a gig at the Publix, but there's a Chipotle, there's a McDonald's, there's this. Maybe park closer to the McDonald's, park closer to the Chipotle or something that makes sense. Because I've had store employees, as I walk out, like come out and see what car I drive. When I purchased my new car, I bought it specifically for doing gigs. So I got a hybrid and I got a very common car, a CRV, and it's one of the most common cars. Like a lot of times in the parking lot, I'll go to get in my car and it'll be someone else's, so it's less noticeable. But if you do have like a red Mustang or something very noticeable, maybe take that in consideration where you park your car. And I do these gigs every day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And there's a link down below to sign up for Field Agent if that's something you want to do.